It's very rare to see traditional conservatives and woke people agreeing with each other, and usually when it happens, they agree with each other but for different reasons. So they agree that this is horrible and shouldn't exist, but the thought process behind how they arrive to the conclusion, as well as the reasoning, is extremely different. So let's see what the problem is.
We need the mental institutions back as soon as possible. My 1 year anniversary of being a girl. So people are getting mad. Yet another female OnlyFans model is pretending to be transgender to cash in on the trans genre. And with
So for those of you who don't know, this actually happened last month. There were two other women that made it so it seemed like they have a bulge in their pants, and they pretended to be trans. And they got a lot of subscribers, again, much to the dismay and the horror of the two groups of people I mentioned earlier.
without a shred of self-awareness, the men who identify as women are outraged and offended that a woman is identifying as man is identifying as a woman. This is so this is crazy. This is basically just blackface. Fuck you, I'm going to destroy you.
Yeah, like as you can see, the reactions are a little bit disproportional. It's a little bit upsetting for some people. Asmongold doesn't show any of the traditional conservatives being upset, but trust me, they are. Again, I'll explain why in a bit.
With a laser beam, I'm gonna turn you into a pile.
People even tried to community note her tweets.
Just a reminder that this person is a cis woman cosplaying as a trans person for attention.
And the counter note.
According to gender ideology, it is important to believe someone when they express their identity.
Right. So, why are the traditional conservatives upset about this? Well, they're upset because they're thinking it's a trend, and more people are subscribing to it. Right, like the traditional conservative wants a normal heteronormative family with the purpose of having children. So when they're seeing this, they're not happy. They're thinking like more and more people are moving towards being transgender aficionados. Let's put it like this. The reality is different. The reality is capitalism. Like when you're looking at things like OnlyFans, the market is hyper saturated with heteronormativity. So if you're a young, beautiful woman and you just want to start a career, it's almost impossible. Almost impossible that people will notice you because there is already a pecking order. There's already an established order over there, right? So like if you want to make a name for yourself, you got to do something different. You got to do something out of the ordinary. And these women that are saying that they are trans women are causing enough of a stir in order to attract attention. And I don't think, like, people are being misled. Like, I think most people are aware that these are cis women. In fact, it's almost impossible to go on Twitter and not to see that they're trending, and everyone knows about it. But the left activists are upset. Right, so, like, from a traditional conservative point of view, they are concerned that this is becoming a trend. They are concerned that the numbers are up. When in reality, the heteronormativity OnlyFans is super saturated. There are so many women there that it's next to impossible for a lady to make a name of herself. So they have to do all of these PR stunts. They have to do all of these niches in order to attract attention. This is also why you have women that go on Twitch, which is a family-friendly platform, if you didn't know. And they're doing all of these shenanigans, like they will be naked, but they film themselves shoulder up. So, like, it's implied, like, you know that she is naked, but, like, because there's no nipples over there, they think that it would follow the community guidelines, so they're skimming a gray area. They're getting a lot of followers, they're getting a lot of audience. Eventually, they get banned, but only after they're trending, only after a lot of people talk about them, and then they're transitioning over to other platforms, and they're bringing all of the new subscribers with them. It's also like they also did the censorship bars, right? So like they would still be naked, but they would have like a big black bar, and all sorts of things. Like the reason they're doing this on Twitch when they could be just naked on other platforms is because they want the attention, right? Like they want the PR. So this is a PR stunt, basically. It's not that the numbers are going up more than usual. Now, the reason the far left is being upset is because this is attacking their ideology, right? Like, they constantly have to play various word games and loopholes in order to try to explain to people like Matt Walsh what is a woman, right? So, like, their current idea is like a woman is any person that identifies as a woman. So why are they upset when a woman does that? Right? And again, this is exactly what the ideology says. It's like there's no right or wrong way to be trans. But for some reason, they get very upset when someone like this identifies. And it's not the first time, by the way. The previous two girls that did it came under a lot of fire. And again, like they prune their social media history. They try to find anything offensive to try and cancel them. But there was another case I remember when people noticed about Dylan Mulvaney, right? And Dylan Mulvaney became a very controversial figure on the internet. And there was this lady that also was a cis woman, but she started using Dylan Mulvaney's mannerisms and excessive makeup in order to say that, well, now she transitioned, right? So now she's a trans woman. And again, Twitter went absolutely livid. I remember at the time, Twitter was under Jack Dorsey's leadership. And that lady actually got mad. Like, she got so many people pissed off that they mass reported her. And they probably, you know, like, if you go on someone's social media and you go with a fine-tooth comb and you use any type of joke or any type of retweet or like or anything like that in order to justify why they need to get banned and how they violate TOS in any way, it's very likely that eventually you may find something. And if the moderator is on your side, if the moderator is on the side of the activist, and they also know the controversy, they also know what's happening, then the moment that lady gets flagged for anything like remotely problematic, she's going to get banned. So like that was the first case when I knew that this was happening. The second one was with the two ladies that made it look as if they're having bulges in their pants. And now it's with this particular individual by the name of Emma. And yeah, as you can see, you know, Trump's America. And a lot of left-leaning people are calling this blackface. And Asmongold went through the comments. You can see how aggressive some people are. And I don't understand why. Why can't they be more tolerant? Why do they have to be so bigoted? Why do they have to be so hateful? Why don't they have more love in the hearts? Maybe they should contact that British organization, Hope Not Hate, so that they can get lectured a little bit on how they can have more hope in humanity. Because it's not nice. And by the way, it's also not a good thing to be hateful at the internet. Like screaming at random people over the internet doesn't really do well for the cardiovascular system. You should be a little bit more chill. Just like accept that things like this are going to happen every now and then. What can you do? As for you guys, let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the comment section. Take care.